Hey, beautiful friends, it's Erica. Yes, I'm back in my usual recording area. School is back in session, so I'm able to resume recording here from my couch, which is lovely. I have the whole house to myself. But I want to talk today about a really important reminder that I want to reinforce that I've been talking about in the readings recently, but I wanted to do a separate video about it because it's something that I think is always a really good reminder as we continue on our soul growth journey. And it has to do with the power of our words. Now, when I've been doing a lot of these individual personal readings over the last few months, it's been interesting because I've been doing a lot of the shadow work and the unconscious shadow for each individual person. Now, I have to tell you that it can be a little difficult to hear what I call the tough love part of these personal readings, but it's honestly where spirit really lovingly wants to share um, what is in your highest and best to see about yourself so that you can embody more of the light. And a lot of times in these readings, what is coming up has to do with communication and words, hence this video. um, and that is the idea that as we continue on our soul growth journey, we have to be extra careful about what we say to other people, what we say to ourselves, even more importantly, because our words have more power when we are in more power, when we are in more unity consciousness, where we are embodying more of the light side of self, the embodied masculine, divine masculine and divine feminine. Granted, we all live from our distortions from time to time. That doesn't go away completely, but we're more aware of them as we are in unity consciousness. But what I've been saying to a lot of people in these readings is, you might have a sarcastic sense of humor, or you might um, have, when your shadow plays out, a passive aggressive communication style where it's like, ha ha ha, joking, but it's actually the truth because you're afraid to be direct. Okay, those are a couple different examples. Sarcasm is not quite that. Sarcasm is sometimes truly an aspect of humor, but the passive aggressive communication, again, another way that we communicate to other people. And when we are more I don't want to say unconscious, but when we are less in our alignment, when we are less in our power, because the soul growth journey truly is about coming into power, into your authentic power from the light. When we may have dialogues with people 5 years ago, and we may say things to ourselves, but when we don't have as much power, they don't have as much of an effect. But when we're in our power, the very same words we say can have exponential impact. So when we speak to other people, we have to be extra careful to remember our power, to remember that the words we say carry so much more power because we are in our power. And what we think might still be funny when someone's going through a hard time might actually really cut or hurt. Whereas before, and so you might be noticing, if you're noticing people being a little extra sensitive around you, just check, because it could just simply be their journey, but check if there's something you said that maybe you're like, oh, maybe I wish I hadn't said that. Or you can see, and maybe they wouldn't have been sensitive 5 years ago when you said the very same thing, because it can have more to do with you and your power versus what's going on with them. And I think a lot of times, especially on an ascension journey, people can get to a point in their life and in their philosophies or in their journey where they're not that they're less concerned about what other people think, but kind of, which probably makes no sense to you, but it does to me. So anyway, no, what I mean by that is, while it's good to speak truth, it's still important to do it in a way that is from the heart and not the ego. So just remember that our words have more power, and this can be for the positive or for the negative. You know, when you are in your power and you are living in your alignment and you give someone a sincere compliment, you have no idea what effect that has on them, even if it's not conscious, but energetically. The same goes when you are sarcastic or passive aggressive in your comment, saying something that carries more weight. I mean, that's really the best way to explain it. It carries more weight. Your words carry more weight. Your actions carry more weight. The more that you step into your personal power. And so just remember this. I know many of you guys, this is nothing new. This is nothing profound, but I think it's a really good reminder. A really good reminder that we do need to be aware of the power of our words when we hold more power, because we have a responsibility, and even, you know, with great, okay, what is the phrase I'm looking for? I want to say with great power comes great responsibility, but I don't think that's it. But the other phrase that comes to mind is, when you know better, you do better. In the past, you may have been able to get away with some of those communication tactics, but now that you know better, you are going to do better, right? So my friends, let me know how you have navigated this. If you've noticed how people respond to you differently than 5 years ago, and what you attribute that to, and how you have navigated this journey for self. So if you like this video, guys, give it a thumbs up. And do stay tuned. I have more new things coming out on the channel. And in the meantime, I send you love. Bye.